In a world where humanity and vampires have been at war for centuries, a legendary warrior discovers that breaking his sacred vows may be the only way to save his family. The story opens showing the centuries-long war between humans and vampires. The creatures are faster and stronger than any human. Their endless conflict devastates the planet. Facing extinction, humanity retreats behind massive walled cities ruled by a powerful theocracy known as the Church. To fight back, the Church trains elite warriors called priests. These fighters possess extraordinary combat abilities that finally turn the tide. The priests lead an assault on the Solamira Hive, the vampires' stronghold, and emerge victorious. The remaining vampires are placed on isolated reservations. With the war over, the Church disbands the priests. They are forced to reintegrate into society, where they struggle to find their place. One of these warriors, known only as Priest, now lives in obscurity within the walled cathedral city. He is haunted by nightmares of the war. Specifically, a failed mission at Solamira, where his team walked into a trap. During that battle, one of his fellow priests was dragged away by vampires and presumed dead. Out in the wasteland beyond the city walls, Owen Pace works a small farm with his wife Shannon and their teenage daughter Lucy. Life is hard in the irradiated outlands, but Owen holds on to hope. Lucy resents their isolated existence and longs for more. One night, their home is attacked by vampires. Owen is badly wounded. Shannon is killed. The creatures drag Lucy away, screaming into the darkness. Hicks, the young sheriff from the nearby town of Augustine, rides to Cathedral City to find Priest. He delivers the devastating news about Owen and Shannon. Lucy has been kidnapped. Hicks is in love with Lucy and is determined to rescue her. He asks Priest, who he believes is Lucy's uncle, to help track her down. Priest goes before Monsignor Aurelius, the leader of the Church, and requests his authority be reinstated. Aurelius dismisses the report entirely. He insists that the war is over and that the vampires have been contained. Admitting otherwise would shake the faith of the people. When Priest defies orders and leaves the city anyway, Aurelius sends a team of 3 priests and a priestess to bring him back. Dead or alive, Priest reunites with Hicks and visits Owen's farm. His dying brother begs him to find Lucy and destroy the vampires responsible. The 2 men set out across the wasteland on high-speed motorcycles, tracking the creatures that took her. Their investigation leads them to the Nightshade Reservation. This is a facility where surviving vampires are kept under guard by human workers called familiars. These familiars are people infected with a pathogen that makes them subservient to the vampires. The reservation is eerily quiet. Priest and Hicks discover that the human guards have been slaughtered. The familiars ambush them, but Priest fights them off with brutal efficiency. A captured familiar reveals that the vampires have relocated west to the Solamira Hive, the same place where Priest lost his comrade years ago. When they arrive at Solamira, Priest is flooded with memories of the disastrous mission. Inside the massive underground hive, the priestess finds them. She was sent by Aurelius to capture Priest, but she has no intention of following those orders. She has a deep bond with Priest from their time serving together. She chooses to stand with him. The trio ventures deeper into the hive and encounters a hive guardian. This is a massive and powerful subspecies of vampire. They battle the creature in a vicious fight before finally bringing it down. Exploring further, they discover a horrifying truth. The vampires have been breeding a new army in secret. Thousands of dormant creatures fill the tunnels. Even worse, the vampires have dug a passage leading directly toward a town called Jericho. Meanwhile, the 3 priests sent by Aurelius arrive at Jericho just as night falls. An armored train pulls into the station and unleashes hundreds of vampires upon the population. Leading them is a mysterious figure dressed in black. His face is hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. When the priests refuse his offer to join him, Black Hat kills all 3 of them single-handedly. Priest, priestess, and Hicks arrive at Jericho the next morning to find the town deserted. The 3 priests have been crucified as a gruesome warning. Priest pieces together the vampires' plan. They use the train to travel safely during daylight hours and attack towns at night. Their ultimate destination is the walled cities themselves. He explains to Hicks that the massive factories produce so much smoke and pollution that they block out the sun. If the vampires reach a city, the slaughter will be unimaginable. As they pursue the train, tensions rise between Priest and Hicks. The young sheriff is terrified that Priest will kill Lucy if she has been infected. Priestess intervenes and reveals a devastating truth. Lucy is not Priest's niece. She is his daughter. Before Priest was taken by the church, he was in a relationship with Shannon. When he left to join the priests, his brother Owen stepped in to raise the child as his own. The trio catches up to the speeding train. Priestess races ahead on her motorcycle to plant explosives on the tracks. Priest and Hicks board the train to find Lucy. Fighting their way through vampires and familiars, they carve a path toward the front of the train. Hicks proves his worth, shooting holes in the ceiling to let sunlight pour in on the creatures. They finally locate Lucy, but Black Hat is waiting for them. He overpowers Hicks and knocks him from the train. Then he pins Priest to the wall and sets the cabin ablaze. As Priest struggles to free himself, Black Hat reveals his true identity. He was the priest who was captured during the attack on Solomira all those years ago. The vampire queen kept him alive and fed him her blood. This transformed him into the first human-vampire hybrid. Unlike pure vampires, he can walk in sunlight. He intends to lead the vampire army to victory and tear down everything the church has built. Lucy overhears the confrontation and learns the truth about her real father. Priest manages to break free and chases Black Hat to the roof of the train. Ahead of them, Priestess battles familiars on the tracks. They destroy her detonator before she can trigger the explosives. Without hesitation, she mounts the bombs on her motorcycle. She aims it at the train engine and leaps off just before impact. The explosion tears through the train. The resulting derailment destroys the vampire army and engulfs Black Hat in flames. Priest grabs Lucy and jumps clear of the wreckage. Hicks catches up to find Lucy safe in her father's arms. Priestess emerges from the smoke, having survived her desperate gamble. Priest returns to Cathedral City and storms into the church during a packed service. He throws a severed vampire head at Monsignor Aurelius's feet, shocking the congregation. He tells the gathered crowd about the train full of vampire corpses in the wasteland. This is proof that the threat is real. But he also delivers a warning. The Queen was not on that train. She is still out there, and she is not finished. Aurelius refuses to accept the truth. He insists that the war is over. Priest turns and walks toward the door. Without looking back, he replies that the war is just beginning. Outside the city, Priestess is waiting for him. She confirms that the surviving priests have been notified. They will meet at a rendezvous point. Together, they ride off into the wasteland to continue the hunt. Enjoyed the recap? Subscribe so you don't miss our next breakdown. That's all for now, movie fans. Until next time, stay frosty.